Hi, I'm Rebecca Dawson, and I just wanted to share with you today something that I feel is really powerful and insightful when so many of us are looking to really discover how to shape our own realities, manifest, and create the lives that we want. Masters and I have been delivering messages and wisdom around how to shape your own reality, how to create your life consciously for the past 30 years. And we've been gearing up into a change, into a shift in consciousness for humanity that we knew was going to happen around 2015 onwards. Well, here we are, and so many of us are discovering more things and learning more about our innate power to really be able to upgrade our realities, or perhaps create things that are more in resonance with where we are as conscious beings. It's super interesting when I hear so many people want to discover the powers of manifestation and our innate capacity to create in order to remove things from their lives, remove themselves from their lives, or to try and improve or change the circumstances and lives of others. And while we have such compassionate hearts as awakening beings, and I recognize and greet you as a compassionate being if you found this video, there's an incredibly important principle to consider when it comes to consciously creating reality. And this is the notion that you cannot create reality for anyone else. This can be a tough one because so many of us, of course, would love to see humanity thrive. We would love to see our loved ones happy and free of pain. We would wish to see anyone in our vicinity not experience suffering. Many of us might also go through experiences where we believe we know what's better for someone else, or what we feel would be a more appropriate experience for them in their consciousness. So one of the first things to remember about this is that it's important to trust that the source consciousness within you is the same source consciousness within someone else. Which means that even though we may have an idea about what somebody else needs, in essence, unless that arises deeply from within ourselves to take action to assist, it's important to trust that there is an evolution going on for that person as well. We cannot think our way into improving experiences for others. Another very important thing to consider is that in essence, we are all. And as such, our power to create reality and manifest a new landscape of experience all centers around the principle of you being the center of your spirit. Now, that's not selfishness. That's a principle of embodiment and unison. So you are the only one that sees your life from your position. Your body itself is the portal that your consciousness uses to view and experience this world. Therefore, all creation that you participate with in your reality must come from you. In this regard, all of your experience in your reality is an extension of your consciousness. Some people may say, and I've heard it expressed, that this dimensional reality is a fabric upon which our light casts a projection of reality. If this is true, then anyone that is appearing in your reality that seems very close, that seems very much a part of your view, is likely to be, or perhaps is, from a certain perspective, a projection of your consciousness. You are creating a view and a vision of the apparent appearance of others within this reality space. If this is so, and we often hear that everything comes back to your own perception, then if you have someone in your life or a circumstance in your life that you wish to shift and change, it must come from within you. So here's an example. I had a really beautiful, beautiful being sit with us yesterday with the masters and ask the question, how is it that I can assist my loved one, assist my child in stepping out of pain and actually beginning to see what's really possible in life? How can I help them with this stuff? And the response from the masters was something like this. If you realize that you are the creator of your view of reality, whether or not you shift consciously into a new sense of self, a new vibrational frequency, and a new state of consciousness will determine whatever your view of the situation is. In this way, the most powerful you can be is to actually stay in a sense of watching your view. So that the idea here was there is an estrangement between the person that would love to help and the person who doesn't want. In this way, the master suggested that the inquirer, as they begin to expand their consciousness, the vibration of their being shifts, and therefore the vibration of their perception shifts, which means that this other being, this loved one, their view and experience of them will also shift. This is a concept that has been addressed in our most recent seminar that we offered. It's actually here on YouTube, called Upgrade Your Reality, which means that as you shift, your experience of others shift. In other words, the more conscious you become, you experience a more conscious version of people in your life. So this makes you very powerful indeed and very empowered in your ability to assist others without actually needing to see them as separate. In other words, their expression, their appearance within your reality is a direct extension of your state of awareness and consciousness. So this is something really important to remember. And I always love to encapsulate it in the phrase, mind your own reality. Because I remember when I was going through some challenges with some of my family members, and I really wanted to help, but this is a very stubborn, stubborn personality that doesn't want any helping. And I thought I knew best, and I could see exactly what was going to happen, and it was going to be a disaster if they didn't take my advice. And I heard the masters very clearly one day when I was meditating, and I just saw these words in neon bold come up. Mind your own reality. And of course, it was such a brilliant reminder for me to actually just focus on attending to my own expansion and consciousness. And of course, as I expand, as I become more consciousness, what happened? The loved one I was concerned about also had a shift. And suddenly all of those issues and problems that I was so focused on them having suddenly didn't seem to be there anymore. They decided they didn't want to engage that way anymore. So in effect, the more expanded I became, my version, my upgrade of my experience with this loved one also shifted. So I wanted to share that with you today because I've had a lot of people in recent weeks contact me, not because they're concerned about their own experience, but because they're concerned about their loved ones, or perhaps they're concerned about humanity. So the masters remind us once again, mind your own reality, focus on the expansion of self, hold others in your compassion, of course. Act if you feel called from within. But otherwise, the more you evolve and expand in your awareness, the more you begin to become more embodied, the more quickly your experience and view and the version of those loved ones that you experience begins to evolve and shift. Also, you take them with you in essence because they are an extension of your consciousness. They cannot be left behind. So that's what I wanted to share today. Thanks for taking a few moments to listen. And I hope this assists you in this time of great, interesting change and tumultuous transformation. And I hope it encourages you also in your compassionate way to mind your own